Welcome to another edition of Inside PressBox, presented by Maryland Mutual Mortgage. I'm Stan the Fan Charles. And have you ever ordered an ice cream cone but wanted to make it really special? What do? You sprinkle it with Jimmy's. And that's what we're doing on this show. Sprinkling it with Jimmy's. PressBox columnist Jimmy Henneman and Loyola men's basketball coach Jimmy Patsos. Then we'll round things out with a trip to Skateland, North Point, for an inside look at tryouts for the Charm City Roller Girls, and that should be fun. Loyola Greyhounds play their final home basketball game of the season on Wednesday against Ryder, and then follow that up with a bracket buster matchup at Towson on Saturday night, the 19th. Joining me now is head coach Jimmy Patsos. And Jimmy, this show airs Saturday night and Sunday morning. You also have Canisius this Sunday at noon, the 13th.
Yeah, tough Canisius team. They've been playing really well. They're playing, better the second half of the season. In college basketball, you got to work. You got to be careful about what happened the first, month. It's about who gets better. Guys get better. We have two freshmen, one of them, Dylan Cormier from Cardinal Gibbons, playing really much better basketball after January 1. So Canisius is tough, and the game up at Towson will be a real dogfight. And Fillmore and Braxton Dupree, they got two inside guys that are as good as anybody in our league, and that's a neighborhood battle. I don't care what anybody's record is, but it's good for the city of Baltimore. And you know me, it actually rounds it out, because we played Morgan, we played UMBC, now we're going to play. We always play.
You like those local games?
I think it's good for the city. I think the kids like it, and it's good for the media.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about you've been at Loyola now. This is your 7th season.
Yes, it is.
And you've got a record that, while it's not stellar, but you're about 13 games under 500 for 7 years there. That's a lot better than anybody that's been there that long.
Yeah, we've had 10 wins 6 years in a row. We've won in the MAC. You got to be careful at our level. One thing I didn't really understand, in other words, it's not just coaching our league games. We have to play money games to finance our program and travel and putting games on TV and buying advertisements and things like PressBox, which is important. So we probably play like 2 or 3 money games a year. Next year we play Kentucky, we played Duke, we played NC State, we played Michigan State, we played Kansas. You're realistically not going to win those games, but it's great for recruiting, it's great for TV. So if you take that out, we're a little over 500. But what's important is we've had great support. The crowds have been going, players from Baltimore coming. And
you're a large part of that, though. You've got a certain
maybe.
No, you've got a certain magnetism that I think the fans really enjoy watching.
I appreciate that, but we've got a good organization, and Father Lanane's done a good job backing us. But Steve Bisciotti and I were at the Duke game, and we were talking about it's important to become relevant. The Ravens are relevant. They're making the NCAA. Loyola basketball is relevant around the state. We're actually relevant around the country. And to me, I'm really proud of that, because that took a lot of hard work. We only have a 10% chance of going to the NCAA because we have 10 teams in our league. And only one team from our league's going. And that's one of the difficult things of this level. But I love coaching, and our kids go on and get, there's more to it than just basketball. Loyola's a great place.
Well, it is a terrific institution, and ironically, we got the coach of Loyola on tonight, and Jimmy Henneman went to Loyola a few years
publicist
back.
There too. Yeah, that's good.
Hey, tell us a little bit locally. Todd, Fang, Randy's had a rough season, but 7 years, that's a good chunk of time. Do you think the local game has elevated over that time period?
Sure, I think it's good. Randy's gone to the NCAA, Todd's gone twice, Pat Kennedy's had some success at Towson. They're in a really difficult league, and Fang's having a really good year. It's a good basketball area. The one thing I wish is there was a better arena. I think with Towson getting an arena that can handle a 4-team tournament should be interesting.
Yeah.
I always liked the Battle of Baltimore. You can't do it a weekend tournament, but having teams play and bringing other teams, got to bring some national teams in, but none of us have the arenas to hold it. So now with the new arena coming, and Jim and I were talking about that earlier, why the Bullets left Baltimore was because of an arena. But things have gotten really good around here. A lot of kids are staying home. Gary Neal coming back and going to the NBA is really good. Gerald Brown doing really. Andre Collins for us plays at the first division in Italy. That kind of stuff I think resonates through the area. And I've got a kids coming. I'm not really allowed to talk about recruiting, but I've got kids committed from Baltimore the first time around now. They're not just transferring back. So I think Baltimore is really right. How do we make the next step? A couple of us have to make the NCAAs, and I think it's really important we keep playing each other.
Tell me, you were with Gary Williams for what, 13 years
13
down there?
fun years.
How did you survive?
I read that book, I Never Promised You a Rose Garden. No, he's excellent.
He was good for you.
Yeah, I love Gary. I love that guy. I mean, as a father figure and a basketball coach and a friend. Remember with Gary, a lot of people don't get, you step over the line, it's all biz for 2 hours. When you're 22 hours a day, that guy's a compassionate, caring guy. I've always said I think Gary Williams is misunderstood, and he cares about the state. He always plays local teams. You know, he really cares about the University of Maryland. He cares about the state system. He cares about Baltimore. You know, he loves having Sean Mosley. You know, he's got Faust coming now. Gary Williams is a guy that really cares. Just those 2 hours, you're not going to find much more of a competitive guy, but he's in the ACC with Duke and Carolina.
Hey, last question. About a year ago, maybe 13 months ago or so, whatever it was, Steve Lavin gets that St. John's job, and he reaches out to you apparently, and you talk to Gary, and you decide to stay here. When he beat Duke a couple weeks ago, were you going,
No, I was happy. I like being a head coach, first of all, and my work's not done here. Joe Del Balso does a great job. He's our assistant AD. He's in the crowd here with me. And he's been here since we've made that run. We want to get to the NCAA. We want to take Loyola to the next level, and I'm very happy here. I have 3 years left of my contract. I want to see it go. And no, I never thought about it. And if I was going to go back and be an assistant, I would have gone back for Gary, not for Steve Lavin.
All right.
Hey, tell your nephew I love his show. I love that show.
The Good Wife. Everybody loves it.
Love that. He's great in that. And I watch it too every show. I'm not just saying that.
I appreciate that. After Wednesday's NFL labor meeting was canceled, what's going on with football? John Eisenberg thinks he might have a solution to the labor war. Visit csnbaltimore.com to see what he thinks. No matter what, one thing is certain, Ray Lewis is ready to play. John Eisenberg has that story and more at csnbaltimore.com.